Just saw nearly identical posts from Aaron Parnas as well as Midas Touch pertaining to the Senate District 16 race in Iowa, and they are very problematic, and I'm going to tell you why. It is highly inappropriate to compare state legislative races and special elections to how that district voted in a general election, and I cannot even believe that I have to say that. It is a Democratic talking point to get people to think that Democrats are really doing something and making gains, and that just is not evidenced by the special elections that have happened in Iowa. So what Parnas and Midas both say is she won the vote by 70, almost 71% of the vote, where Harris only got, I think, 58 or something to that effect. That is an apples to oranges comparison because we know that people with community ties, etc., do a lot better. This is a heavily blue district. The correct way to analyze how somebody does legislatively in an election is to compare who ran last from their party for that exact seat in the exact same place. That would have been Kelsey. She walked away with just a little over 69% of the vote. But the second thing we know is that in special elections, it's the one time Democrats get a tiny bit of a boost, about a 1 to 2 point boost. So effectively, they did the same. Before Kelsey, it was Bolton, and he got about 66% of the vote. And before that, it was Dearden, who got almost 76% of the vote. So given some redistricting, it's actually somewhat of a loss, but still an extraordinary strong Democratic stronghold. Those saying that she's up roughly 40 points, where Harris was only 17, and comparing that difference, that means absolutely, that's like not even really used in analyzing political data. Now, what we do want to look for in special elections and midterm elections, as a predictor for midterm elections, is voter turnout. High voter turnout is the best indication that you're actually going to see anything that looks like a blue wave or, more progressive leadership. Unfortunately, voter turnout for both this and the one for Caitlin Dre was abysmal, not even 20%. That is not good considering the state of affairs and what everybody has witnessed happen here. This doesn't send a very scary message to Republicans whatsoever. Democrats used this same strategy with Harris and Clinton, where it was just like this vibe, this momentum. People hate Trump so much, and they thought, I guess, that by creating this vibe that it was going to get them elected, when in reality, if anything, it created overconfidence, but it also led the way for conspiracy theorists on the left, all of which have not only been unfounded, but have also taken a lot of money from donors. And so as somebody that's not getting paid to say these things, I can tell you what it looks like on the ground, and what it looks like on paper is far different than what they're saying. And so my point is the ground game of continuously getting people registered to vote, constantly voting whenever you can, and staying, like we have something to lose, is really the only way out of this.